Sairam all, and today we are starting this. We're gonna do a session on Damodar Ghanshyam Babre, a great Baba devotee. Sairam all, and today. So let me show you. Let's see. So here we have Annaji Chinchani and Lakshmi Bai, his wife, and we are going to talk about this great devotee. I'm sure most of you people, most of you guys uh, heard about him. There are citations in Pothi about him, but not great details are mentioned in literature. And also, if you don't know or hearing this devotee's name for the first time, I can tell you that you would, when you are in Shirdi, you have visited the monuments that this couple built or donated to Sansthan or Baba, and that's very popular, which is nothing but Chavdi. So we'll get to know more about all this stuff in today's episode. So first, let's start with the Anna Sahib, right? So what the agenda for today's session will be, we will talk about Anna Sahib. We will talk most importantly about his village also, because you can see his name is Damodar Ghanshyam Babre, but he's also called Annaji Chinchanikar because he comes from Chinchani village. So we'll talk about here about Chinchani village history, from trustable sources, and then we'll get to know about Annaji's ancestry, his descendants, his family, and then how did he get to the Shirdi, his first visit, his property, and how did he get to how did he get his name on the Chavdi? So the monument that I was referring to, Chavdi, that Chavdi is named after Anna Sahib and Lakshmi Bai, his last days, and we will show you the live videos of the Chinchani Mandir, Baba Mandir in Chinchani. So it is because of its credit goes to all your fellow devotees who actually visited there, and also credit goes to your fellow devotees who actually translated this Marathi material from other sources that we got. And we will also show you the interview for one of the Purv trustees of this Joshi ji, right? So let's dig into start things. So Damodar Ghanshyam Babre, that was his real name, and Lakshmi Bai ji is his wife. Now they come from, where is this Chinchani village? This is in Palghar Jilla, Dhanu Taluka. That's where this Chinchani village is, and it's 100 kilometers from Mumbai. How do you get over there? You get out, you take train and get off at one Gaon station, and outside of that you can take rickshaw or government bus to Chinchani village. Now let's talk about the history of the Chinchani village, because it's very important for us to understand, because not I wasn't aware of these details about the village, and these details have been captured from a granth which is called Brahat Katha Manjari. Brahat Katha Manjari. And that's where Chinchani is cited. It's all details are there. So Chinchani actually village, this village existed even before Patliputra, Patna. So existing Patna, original name was Patliputra. Chinchani village existed way before that. And how we know this is because the person who actually set up this Patliputra was a Brahmin from Chinchani village, and his mother's name was Patli, and that's why he named that city as Patliputra. Now, since old days, Chinchani village has been famous for trading and a lot of kings and different regimes have ruled this village, and it is a very blessed place. In the northwest direction of Chinchani village, there is a place called Shankvodhar. Shankvodhar. That is a place where people do pitradan. They offer offerings to their pitra. And this is the same place as mentioned in Bhrad Katha Manjari, where Sri Ramchandra ji actually did pitradan for his father Dashrath ji, right? So this place is really very blessed. We are starting this, and like I said, many kings ruled this place, and Portuguese was one of them. They ruled over this Chinchani village. They wanted to spread Christianity. At that time, the local villagers, they reached out to Peshwas, and Chimaji Appa was a Peshwa who, with his Sena and army, defended Portuguese, and they actually settled there. And why I'm telling you all this stuff is because you will see how all the Babre name came in Damodar Ghanshyam's family, right? So when Chimaji Appa Peshwa group, after defeating Portuguese, they settled in the Chinchani village. What they did was they built a lot of mandirs over there, Lakshmi Narayan Ji Mandir, Nageshwar Mandir, and you know this place was even called Devalya ka village, right? Because there were so many uh, mandirs over there, and there were different sects of people, different caste of people living there: Brahmins, Gujarati Adivasis, Kshatriyas, and Muslims, and they were very living amicably. Famous for this village was famous for jewelry farming was done, jewelry was done, a lot of vegetables was grown there, and that was sent to different parts of the country. Now that's for so much for the Chinchani village. Right now we understand the Chinchani village. Now what happens is, let's understand Annaji's ancestry, right? So in 13th century there was a king called Bimba who ruled this village, and after he conquered different territories, he brought into this village families from different parts of India. And one of the part of India where he brought families was Aurangabad. So from Aurangabad he brought families into Chinchani village, and the families from Aurangabad, they had the surname of Babre. So the first person who actually came from Aurangabad as part of this migration to Chinchani village was Sitaram, as you can see on your screen, right? Sitaram was the first person in Babre Kutum in Chinchani, and then his son was Kanaji, Dhakji, Bhikaji, Naknath, Shivram, Madhav, Narayan, Ghanshyam, and Ghanshyam's son was Damodar Ghanshyam Babre, which is nobody but Anna side Chinchagar. So that's how actually his surname came Babre. And in this village, the people use these surnames interchangeably. Some people use Babre, some people use Babrekar, and some people even use Joshi. So this is how this is the ancestry of Annaji, and how he got actually his Babre. And this Kutum, this whole Babre Kutum, their occupations were primarily farming, Vaidya, and etc. Right. So this is about how Annaji got his name, his ancestry. Now let's talk about Annaji's family. Right. So Annaji had two brothers and one sister, but unfortunately he did not have enough time to spend with his brothers because they passed away quite early. So his one brother Vinayak, right, he passed away at the age of 10 years. He drowned in pond. Another brother Hari, he passed away at the age of 21 years after he got married. And his sister actually was married in Chinchani village itself to the Kutum Naik Kutumb, Naik, Naik Kutumb, right? Annaji was married to Lakshmi Bai, right? They were very rich. Both this couple was rich. They had good property, 50 acres of land. Uh, Annaji was very strict by nature, very straightforward, uh, very particular about money. And we will see later. You would have heard in Poti also that Baba used to confide on Annaji to keep account of all the money. And Lakshmi ji was very religious. Lakshmi Bai ji was very religious. She will spend most of her time in puja and this. But unfortunately, this couple, everything was there, but there was one thing missing. Missing. They did not have any child, right? So because of that, they were quite sad, right? And they wished that they could, they could have a child. And now let's move on to how Annaji actually first visited Shirdi. So now, as we discussed, this couple, Annaji and Lakshmi Bai, did not have any child. So they once went to Trimbakeshwar. And on their way, they met a shepherd, जो भेड़ चढ़ाता है, shepherd. And they started conversing with him, and they started sharing their, sorrows that how they don't have a child. And then this shepherd actually told Annaji that there is a great Avaliya saint in Shirdi, Sai Baba. Why don't you go to him and he will solve all your problems? So, well, Annaji and Lakshmi Bai thought about it, but they did go to Shirdi, but not at that time. So after a few months, they did go to Shirdi, right? And this was their initial interaction with Baba. And we know that, be it Tarkhan ji, be it Atkar ji, Nimonkar ji, everyone has their unique first, acquaintance with Baba, first, meeting with Baba. So here, when Annaji and Lakshmi Bai enters Dwarka Mai, Baba says, "Ao beta," right? And when they saw, so Annaji was a Vitthal Bhakt devotee. So when this couple saw Baba for the first time, they saw Pandurang in Baba. And we know that Baba gives manifestations to devotees in their own gurus, right? So if you are a Ram Bhakt, Maruti Bhakt, Dat Bhagat, he will show you as your own guru. And that's what happened here. And after that, when he blessed them, Annaji and Lakshmi Bai Spurge, they were in a trance state. They forgot all their sorrows, that they don't have a kid, why they came here, right? They forgot everything. And they felt very contented. And this is very, this is a common pattern we have seen, when Baba used to touch with his hands, bless, right? People go into trance state. We have seen that with Gavankarji. When Gavankarji was small, he went there and Baba, held his choti, and he put his, and he banged his head in the throat. And Gavankarji mentioned, I was in a trance state. I didn't know what's happening. So that's what happened here. And they felt contented, and there was a great transformation in this couple, that their main aim was to serve Baba, and they used to spend most of their time now in Shirdi, right? And for the next 9-10 years, this couple kept serving Baba, spend most of their time there. So based on this, we can derive that Annaji's and Lakshmi Bai's first visit in Shirdi was around 1909, right? So, and also Annaji's behavior about, he will see Baba, how he will take dakshina, and at the end of the day he will distribute to all the needy people. And Annaji was great. He was trusted by Baba to keep account of Baba's money also. And Annaji found that Baba is a great Satpurush. Like all the devotees, they gradually get to know Baba more and more. And there are a lot of other incident, experiences, few incidents mentioned in Poti by Hemant Panji about Annaji, about Mossy incident. We are not going to go there. I'm sure most of your devotees have read Poti. Now, what happened is that Annaji and Lakshmibai and Shirdi, of course, there are other devotees, appeared, their Guru Bandhus, Kaka Sahib Dikshit, Shama, Rasneji, Damu, and others. Now, they all realize that this couple is great, but there is one thing missing is they don't have an issue. So, of course, you would expect that, they put Shama in front of Baba, like as usual. Shama is the first person, he talks to Baba requesting for favors. So he comes to Baba and says, Baba, why don't you give Anna a child? So Baba said, if I give Anna a child, he will spoil his kutum. And people, when Baba talks, we know it's goshti, we don't understand, but there is a deep meaning in it. So Baba said, I will not give him child because I want his name to be eternal. If I give him a child, then his kutum will will destroy the vansh. So he said, you guys, none of you should raise this topic in the future because I love my Anna and I want his name to be eternal forever. And, we know, guess what? After hearing this, nobody understood what Baba meant, but at the same time, they never mentioned this topic again. And, at the same time, Annaji and Lakshmi Bai, their also wish to have a child was waning because they were in full devotion, in full Sai Bhakti, right? So now we will talk about how Annaji's, property, when he is living in Shirdi, he has a lot of property. What's happening to his property in Chinchani, right? So although he had a lot of property, 50 acres of land, a lot of funds coming from there, unfortunately, it went into litigation, right? So there was a court case, and his advocate, whose name was Achyut Narayan Khare, right? He was his vakil, and we will see later when his trust was formed, Achyut Narayan Khare was the trustee also. So he was fighting Annaji's case on his behalf. And, when Annaji came to Shirdi, he came to know about the litigation. He along with Dikshiji went to Baba in Dwarka and said, Baba, what will happen? So Baba, we all know what Baba says, Allah bhala karega, right? And that's what he said. So one day what happened that he was in Shirdi, he got a fake letter stating that he has lost the case. And that was really a shock to Annaji, and he immediately ran to Baba and said, Baba, and before he can actually show the letter, he just ran to Dwarka Mai. Before he can, with the letter, before he can show the letter to Baba, Baba said, you don't have faith in me. Throw away this letter, right? So he did not know, and he trusted Baba and he threw, but actually he found out that that was not correct. It was just a fake letter. But good news followed very soon. After a few months, he got the news that he has won the case, and as a result, he has gotten the reward of rupees 1800 rupees, right? So that was really great. That is what actually Baba said, right? And when he got these 1800 rupees, what he did, the first thing was he immediately put all this money in Baba's charan. He said, Baba, this is your money, you take it. But Baba, did not accept that money. He said, I'm not gonna take it. And we know Anna, like we discussed, Annaji's character was very stern, stubborn, straightforward, and both Baba and Annaji had uh, they were stick to their point that no, you have to take. Baba said, I will not take. So Kaka Sahib Dikshit intervened, and he found a middle ground. He said, okay, we have this 1800 rupees, so why don't we take this money to renovate Chavdi? And that's what that 1800 rupees was used to renovate Chavdi, and that's how it got the name of Shri Sainath Baba Ki Lakshmi Damodar Babre Chinchanikar Chavdi. So whenever you visit Chavdi, you will see that this plaque, this marble ke upar likha hua Shri Sainath Babanchi Lakshmi Damodar Babre Chinchan Chavdi. That's how that name. And on December 10th, 1910, Baba Puja started in Chavdi, and 2009 Sansthan celebrated the Shatabdi Varsh of Chavdi and felicitated the trustees of Anna Sahib Chinchan Trust. So now we understand when Shama was asking Baba to give, why don't you give issue to this couple? Baba said, I have other ways to make his name eternal. And Anna Sahib's and Lakshmi Bai name is eternal because all the devotees who go to Shirdi, right? They may not know all this information what we are sharing today, but they do know this is Chinchankar Chavdi, right? And that's how Baba made his name eternal. Now, this couple was spending, were spending great time in Shirdi. They're, they no more wished for the child because they were very happy serving Baba, but they were aging also, right? They were getting old, and they used to spend most of their time in Shirdi. But in Chinchani, what in 1917, 18, during that time, what they have done is they have built, right? They had a house in the adjacent wall. They have built 5 steps and a platform for Baba's mandir. It was not a complete mandir. It was in the process of getting built. What they have just done is the 5 steps leading to a plinth or a platform. It is, I want you guys to focus on this 5 step because we'll see how these steps are very, very blessed. They become very blessed, and there are a lot of experiences with this. We will also show you in the live videos these steps, and you can also witness yourself when you go visit this temple. So they had built this thing, but unfortunately, we all know on October 15, 1918, Baba passed away, right? So this was a big shock to this couple, and Lakshmi Bai's health worsened, and next year itself, on 16 March 1919, she passed away and merged with Baba. Now Annaji was all by himself, alone. He was old. He did not have any child, right? So he was kind of depressed. But at the same time, he had a lot of wealth, and it was imperative for him to find a way what to do with this wealth. And now we will, another thing is that Lakshmi Bai, in her last days, she told Annaji that we should donate all our wealth to Baba, or Sansthan, Science Sansthan, Shirdi Science Sansthan. So that's what Annaji did after when Lakshmi Bai passed away. 10th July 1919. 10th July is day after tomorrow. This session is recorded on 8th July. 10th July is this Sunday, which is Ekadashi. That on that day in 1919, Annaji went to Ville Parle, wrote his will, and then submitted it to Bandra High Court, right? And we are going to actually see the original will. We will show you in this episode his will. And on April 15, 1920, the 1 year after Lakshmi passed away, 1920, April 15th, Annaji also left his body and merged with Baba. So, it is very typical of Baba's close devotees that they know when they're going to merge with Baba and they get their work done, before that, be it Tarkhand, Nimunkarji, Nanavali, and all these devotees, after Baba left, they said, our work is also done. We are also going to merge with Baba. Right. So now let's talk about Annaji will. Now we have seen that Annaji had a lot of wealth. Lakshmi Bai passed away. What to do with that? And Baba actually made his name eternal through renovation of Chavdi. But that is not just enough to make his name eternal. There are many more things Baba had planned for Annaji, and that's what we'll see in the will. So in Annaji's will, he has, of course, he has given everything to Baba. But the one thing is that at that time when Annaji passed away, there was no Shirdi Science Sanstha. Shirdi Science Sanstha was set up in 1922, right? So what was in his will was, the very first thing was to complete the construction of Baba Mandir in Chinchani, right? He had created only 5 steps in the platform. Now, what was to be done was to complete the construction of the mandir. All the expenses for Baba's Pratima Puja should come from his trust. He also had a loan from a Sahukar. Annaji had a loan of a Sahukar, so he had to repay. So to repay, rupees 400 was given to Sahukar every year. That was an expense. So after his loan is paid, he mentioned in the will, after the loan is paid, 1/4 of the money should be given to for the upkeep of the Chinchani Sai Baba Mandir. जो भी उसके लिए मेंटेनेंस चाहिए, पूजा and all the samagri. Remaining 3/4 of the money should go to Shirdi Sai Sanstha. That was on his will. And another thing he mentioned, that he would like his trust, the trust, to build a Bhakt Shala in Chinchani, right? And all the rights of the property and everything, they were given to the Panch log, वहाँ के village के जो Panch थे, trust को उनको दिए थे. So that was all, everything about his will, right? And we will show you the originally Marathi will that I will show you. But you know, if you see, there has been many devotees of Baba who spent time with him. Be it Booty ji, right? Booty ji built the Vada, very expensive Vada, and during those times, and donated to Baba. Be it Nalvekar ji, who donated Lendi Bagh. But at least I am not aware of any Baba devotee who donated everything to Baba. And Anna Sahib Chinchanikar is the one who donated everything to Baba, right? So now that the will is done, when Annaji's passed away, the trust was formed by the name Damodar Ghanshyam Babre Trust, right? Now, the first thing what trust was to do was get a copy of the will, get their hands around the property so that they can start fulfilling the wishes of Annaji. But unfortunately, the financial condition of the trust wasn't very great. Rupees 700 to 800 was their revenue, and but the expenses were, one expense we already know, he had a loan. 400 rupees used to go towards that. 100 rupees was government taxes, then pujari and other things. So it was quite very challenging, right? So, and to apply for copy of will and get around, there were some expenses. So at that time, ironically, this trust actually borrowed money from the Sansthan, Shirdi Sansthan, 300 rupees, so that they can get the work done. They can get a copy of the will and get their hands around on the thing. So in 1923, December 22nd, 1923, Annaji Trust did get their hands around property. And the very next year, they also returned back the 300 loan money that they have taken from the Shirdi Sansthan, right? So, but still, the the financial situation wasn't great for the trust, right? And what they thought, the trustees thought that they they came up with this idea, and I don't know how and why, but look, this is all Baba's Leela. We'll all see how it manifests. They came up with the idea that we will not build Baba's temple in Chinchani for lack of funds. So they couldn't do that without the permission from the court. So they appealed to the High Court, but High Court, refused. Again, this is all, High Court is the means. Baba is actually making the calls. No, you have to do it, right? So in 1927, all that Sahukar loan was paid off, right? That left with good money. Until 1930, Shirdi Science Sansthan never got any money from this trust, right? Because their financial situation was not good, although Annaji has mentioned, right? But after that, the situation, really improved. The funds were coming, and their source of revenue, was, there were a lot of lands Annaji had. So there was grass on that ghas. There was grass on that land. That used to sell dakshina in the mandir. All that was the source of. But in after 1930, revenue really increased, and there were funds. And in 1936 and 37, first time, Annaji's trust started sending money to Shirdi Sai Sansthan, right? And then they also at the same time they gave advance for the construction of the mandir that was half built, only the 5 steps and the platform they started giving that also. So now things are moving in the right direction, right? And also I will share you what I heard, that initially this sansthan used to get in hundreds of money, later it increased to thousands, and lately it has been lakhs of rupees, right? So this is the only play mandir I think which is actually sending money to sansthan. I may be wrong, but this is my per my knowledge. I am not aware of any other temple or money which is actually sending. And this is because Anna Sahib, who was with Baba, he wrote in his will, and that's how it is continuing. Now they gave advance money for the mandir, but challenges are not done. Baba always take pariksha. So what happened is that this house, Annaji's house, right? The steps and this mandir, they were considered was right next to his house. This house actually was in the Brahmin neighborhood, and the villagers, gaon wale, they were they did not feel comfortable that constructing the Muslim Avalya mandir in Brahmin neighborhood. So they objected, and as a result, case was filed in the court in 1930, and that dragged until 1946, right? So we are talking of temple that started during Annaji's time, 1917, it dragged until 1946. But with Baba's Leela, the trust and the villagers, they came on a compromise conclusion that if trust puts Shivji's Pindi in Baba's Mandir, they are okay to build that temple. And that's how this mandir got the name of Sai Shiv Mandir. You will see that when we show you the live video of this mandir. So look, Baba is taking a lot of pariksha challenges, but the mandir got finally constructed, and later on it actually got renovated again to on a bigger scale because the number of devotees were increasing. More people were coming, more funds were there, and in 1990, the renovation and expanding that temple started. Bigger Baba's idol was Pran Pratishtha was done. Papa Thakurji of one gaon donated that idol. Shankarji, Nandiji, Parvatiji, Ganpatiji, Hanumanji idols were there. We will all see that in the live video. You guys can all virtually visit this mandir today in this episode. And Gangir Maharaj Ji, Gagangiri Maharaj Ji did the Pran Pratishtha for this. Now, I want you guys to go back to 1917, where Lakshmi Bai Ji and Anna Ji has constructed these 5 steps. There is a big significance of these 5 steps, a lot of experiences attached to it. So once what happened when Anna Sahib and Lakshmi Ji were alive, Anna Ji has gone out for some work, and Lakshmi Bai Ji was in the house, and she felt, she got scared. So she looked at the steps, because those steps were right adjacent to her house. So she looked at the steps, and actually she saw Baba sitting on those steps. So there Baba actually gave sakshat darshan to Lakshmi Bai on those steps, and that's why those steps are very blessed. And on the same time, when Baba gave those sakshat darshan to Lakshmi Bai, Baba came in the dream of Balasai Dev in Dhanu. We know Balasai Dev, right? He came in the dream and he told him, I am sitting on the steps of Anna Sahib Chinchani, right? So these steps are really sacred. And what happened was another incident, that the initial mandir was done, and then when I mentioned, then when the number of devotees started increasing, the temple was expanded. So these steps have to be dismantled or broken, and new steps were to be built on top of that. So the trust specifically told the contractors, मजदूरों को उनको बोला गया था कि use the same place to build the steps, right? And we'll get to know more details when we hear from Joshi ji, who has given all this information, who was the Purv trustee. So when these, so the contractors were told that when you build the new steps, it should be built on top of that. Also, when you break the steps, please do, please seek Baba's permission and do the puja. And when the work started, people forgot, and you know Mazdoor and one contractor, they started doing the work. And when it comes to the steps, the moment the very first hammer or tool, whatever they used to break the step, whenever that person first did it, he had a severe heart pain and he fainted, right? And then they realized that what was instructed by the trust, that this is very sacred and we need to, and this is very true. Whenever you touch any mandir, there is divine energy, and here Babas gave Saksha Darshan. So this mandir is actually a Jagrutuk mandir that one should definitely visit. And this is no different than mandir that was built by Pradhanji in Bhivpuri. Remember, there's an episode we did on Bhivpuri also. That mandir was also built in 1917, right? That was also next to Pradhanji's house. If you go today in Bhivpuri, that is right next to the Pradhanji's house. Pradhanji house, he used to stay there, live there. That house is still in the same position, right? And this mandir, what we are talking of in Chinchani, it is also in the similar state where Annaji's house was there, and this mandir was constructed, and Baba gave darshan. And in Bhivpuri also, Baba gave darshan to Pradhanji, when Pradhanji said, Baba, actually, Baba told Pradhanji that, you take, Pradhanji used to, I'm digressing, but I wanted to share, Pradhanji used to go to Shirdi very often. So Baba told Pradhanji, why you come here very frequently? Just take this, my Pratima, right? Like he gave to Hemantpant, that Pratima Baba's photo, he gave to Pradhanji also. And he said, take this and worship that here, build the mandir. And that's how Pradhanji built the mandir over there and started worshipping. And then Pradhanji once said that, Baba, I really miss you. I want to come to Shirdi. And then there, Baba actually gave him Sakshat Darshan. And that's where there is a Tulsi Vriksh, Tulsi ka पौधा है वहां उन्होंने लगाया हुआ भीवपुरी में, if you go and visit. So sorry, I digress, but I was trying to connect because these mandirs were built during the same time. And also in Anna Sahib, this Chinchani mandir, Dhuni was also built. So Ashok Shukla ji in May 2001 provided all the funds for Dhuni, but unfortunately, the funds, there was shortage of funds, and Dhuni actually has to be stopped, and it wasn't there. So you see, this is the brief information about Anna Sahib, Chinchani, Lakshmi Bai ji, and how they got this Babre, how they connected to Chavadi. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to see some live videos of the mandir. Your fellow devotees have, gone there and taken the videos. This is Lakshmi Bai's picture. So if you can see, those are the steps leading to the mandir, right? And this is the front side of the mandir. There used to be a house in front of the this mandir, and that was raised so that there can be a space.
फंक्शन हुआ ना, सबको पेमेंट देना है, तो कब गया फंक्शन?
And you can see the name of this Sai Shiv Mandir.
अभी 7-8 तक हैं। भंडारा रखा हुआ था। भंडारा में क्या बनाया था? कड़ी खिचड़ी। बढ़िया, सब बनाया। वो खाना इतना बढ़िया बना देते हैं। रात के टाइम पे हमने वेजिटेबल बिरयानी रखी है। ऐसा दोनों रहते हैं ना अपने पास।
Right? And then also at the present they gave advance for the this is Anna Sahib Chinchanikar. And this is Baba's Pratima, the new mandir, the new. And this is the inside. Now we'll be going inside of the temple, the Garbhagar.
साईराम जी।
साईराम। हाँ, मैं यहाँ का पुजारी है। पहले मेरे दादाजी इधर थे, उसके बाद में पिताजी, और अभी मैं इधर का ये सब जो पूजे का है वो हम संभाल रहे हैं। और हमको लगभग इधर 50 साल के ऊपर हो गया है।
आपका नाम?
मेरा नाम रुपेश जयप्रकाश पंडित।
साईराम।
साईराम।
हाँ, ये इनके बारे में बताइए आप।
ये पुराने इसके मंदिर के सामने का कुआं है, एकदम पुराना है। और इसमें अभी सफाई वगैरह करके सब पानी भी नहीं बढ़िया है।
मतलब ये अन्ना साहब जी का है वो, ये कुआं?
नहीं, ये जगह दूसरे की है, लेकिन ये अभी मंदिर ने ली है तो अभी वो ट्रस्ट के इसके ऊपर है।
अच्छा।
हाँ, तो ये पुराना है सब।
ओके ओके ओके।
तो मंदिर जो बना है वो अन्ना साहब जी का पुराना मकान था, उसके ऊपर ही ये मंदिर बनाया गया है। पहले पुराना मंदिर जो था वो मकान के अंदर ही था। छोटी बाबा की मूर्ति थी, वो मकान के अंदर ही थी। और इधर ऊपर इधर बाबा आके बैठ के गए हुए हैं इधर। और इसके नीचे जो पुराना जो स्टेप है वो इसके पुराने नीचे ही है, उसके ऊपर ही नया। पहले पुराना जो मंदिर था बाबा की मूर्ति थी जो इधर
ये जगह पर।
यही जगह पे थी।
ओके।
अभी 26 साल हो गए थे ये नया मंदिर बनता हुआ। चलिए गणेश जी करेंगे। ये इधर बाबा के मंदिर में गणेश जी की मूर्ति है। हनुमान जी की है।
आइए अब हम मंदिर के गर्भगृह में चलते हैं।
ये शिव जी की मूर्ति है इधर, इसलिए इसको साई शिव मंदिर नाम दिया है। ये बाबा जी का पादुका है इधर, चरण स्पर्श है। ये गगनगिरी महाराज है, इनके हाथों से ये मूर्त बैठाई गई है। ये ये चिंचनी साई अन्ना चिंचनकर ट्रस्ट की इनकी ये मूर्त है साई बाबा की।
बहुत ही स्माइली फेस है।
एकदम स्माइली फेस है। और इधर खुद बाबा आके गए इस मंदिर में।
अच्छा, तो ये अन्ना साहेब
ये
चिंचनीकर
अन्ना साहब चिंचनकर है, जिन्होंने पूरी अपनी जायदाद बाबा के चरणों में अर्पण कर दी है, शिरडी ट्रस्ट के नाम कर दी है। ये लक्ष्मीबाई जी है, अन्ना साहब जी की पत्नी।
इनको ही यहाँ पर दर्शन हुए थे, है
हाँ
ना?
हाँ, इनको दर्शन हुए थे। इनको संतान नहीं थी, इनकी जायदाद बहुत थी। तब उन्होंने बाबा जी को प्रश्न किया कि ये जायदाद का क्या करने का। तो बाबा जी ने बोला कि आपको संतान चाहिए या संतति चाहिए। तब वो बोले कि हमको आप चाहिए। तो बाबा बोले कि आपकी ये जायदाद जो है उसके ऊपर में पैरी के ऊपर में बैठ के आपका रहेगा लड़का जैसा। और वो अभी आपको दिखा, बाहर जो दिखा है उसके ऊपर बाबा बैठे हुए थे।
मुसलमान अवली।
So this is what you're gonna hear from is Joshi ji. He was the Purv, trustee, and he's the main person who has shared all this information. So the whole credit goes to him, as well as your fellow devotees who actually took the videos, as well as translation to Hindi.
है वो आपका जो इच्छा है वो ख्वाहिश पूरी करेंगे उधर जाना, इसलिए वो उधर गए थे। और
He is right now talking about how Anna Sahib went to Shirdi.
शिरडी में गए तभी दूर से ही बाबा ने ये बेटा ऐसा उनको कहा। वो तो विठल के भक्त थे, साई को तभी वो मानते नहीं थे, लेकिन उधर गया ये बेटा बोला और साई को देखा तो उनमें कुछ परिवर्तन हुआ और वो साई भक्त हो गए। इतने हो गए कि उन्होंने करीब करीब 10-12 ईयर्स उधर ही निकाले और उधर उनका बाबा का वो सब हिसाब वो देखते थे। उनका स्वभाव जरा कड़क था, लेकिन वो पैसा का व्यवहार इतना स्वच्छ था, साफ था कि बाबा ने उन पर ही सब हिसाब रखने का रखा। उनको संतान नहीं था, इसलिए दूसरे जो भक्त थे उन्होंने बाबा को एक दिन बोला कि उनको संतान देना, वो पुत्र देना, उनको वंश का दिवा बोलते हैं, वो वंश का दिया देना। बाबा बोले तो वो तो नहीं, लेकिन उसका नाम रहेगा, ऐसा होगा। और वंश का दिया नहीं दिया, लेकिन ट्रस्ट हुआ, इसलिए बाबा अन्ना का नाम वो अभी परमानेंट रह गया। उन्होंने अन्ना ने बाबा जाने के बाद अन्ना की औरत लक्ष्मीबाई है वो भी गई। उन्होंने बोला था कि जो बाबा की मंदिर इधर बनाने का। वो मंदिर तैसा वो 1917-18 में ही शुरू हुआ था। वो स्प्रिंट है ना, वो जो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, पाया, तो पाया और वो जो स्टेयर्स पायरी होती है वो बनाई थी उन्होंने। लेकिन लक्ष्मीबाई गई, उसका बाबा गया, लक्ष्मीबाई गए, तो वो दोनों उनको धक्का लगा इसलिए, और ये भी बीमार हो गए। और 1920 में अन्ना भी गुजर गए। लेकिन उसके पहले उन्होंने एक विल किया था, मृत्यु पत्र, और यह मृत्यु पत्र में उनकी सब स्थावर और जंगम मिलकर उन्होंने बाबा के चरणों पे रखी थी।
मतलब उन्हें सौंप दिए सब?
हाँ, सब एक उन्हें देखा कि एक उन्होंने विश्वस्त मंडप, वो म्हणजे उस ट्रस्टी 5 जनों
पत्नी थी वो इधर थी।
हाँ, उनको वो
So now what he's going to talk about is the when Baba gave Sakshat Darshan to Lakshmi Bai.
घबर गई थी उनने, तब
मतलब वो डर गई थी?
डर गई थी,
हाँ।
और जब ये उन्होंने बाहर देखा तो उनके जो स्टेयर्स थे, वो पायरी,
हाँ, मतलब जो वो सीढ़ी है,
हाँ, उधर बाबा बैठे हैं, उसको भास हुआ। उस वक्त उधर मामलेदार थे, देव मामलेदार।
हाँ।
तो देव मामलेदार हे शिरडी के भी सेक्रेटरी थे।
हाँ, वो जो श्री बीवी देव,
बाबा साहेब, हाँ,
हाँ,
बाळासाहेब
बालकृष्ण विश्वनाथ
हाँ,
देव।
हाँ, तो उनको भी एक स्वप्न पड़ा, और बाबा ने उस स्वप्न में कहा था, मैं अन्ना के पायरी पे हूँ, ऐसा रखा कि दोनों का
हाँ, मतलब वहाँ
मतलब है
स्वप्न में
कि इसलिए बाबा की दो पायरी पर बाबा का निवास था, ऐसे इधर इसके भक्त मानते हैं।
हाँ।
और एक मैंने किस्सा लिखा है, जब ये वो नया मंदिर बनाया ना, तभी का मैं जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर और जो क्या होता है, वो बनाता है नकाशा, आर्किटेक्ट को बताया था कि पहला 5 पायरी थी, वो स्टेप्स 5 थे,
मतलब 5 सीढ़ी थी।
हाँ, 5 ही थी। तो 5 है क्या है, उनकी जगह है वो बदलने की नहीं, क्योंकि उधर अन्ना बाबा रहते हैं, ऐसा है, 2 घटना तो मालूम हुए, इसलिए वो जगह बदलने की नहीं। तो उन्होंने, वो अंतर था ना 5 पायरी में, वो ज़्यादा था।
अच्छा।
तो उस पर 9 स्टेप्स बनाए, नवविद्या भक्ति के लिए।
हाँ, नवविद्या भक्ति का प्रतीक हो गया, मतलब वो अपने आप 9 सीढ़ी में परिवर्तित हो गए।
लेकिन वो जगह उन्होंने कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को, जब वो पहला जूना मंदिर था, तो वो फोड़ने के लिए सब फोड़कर नया बनाया ना।
हाँ।
तो पहला मैंने वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को बोला कि उन पायरी की पूजा करना और बाबा की क्षमा मांगना कि हम ये फोड़ते हैं नया मंदिर के लिए, आपका आशीर्वाद चाहिए। लेकिन वो भूल गया, और उन्होंने अपने मजदूर को कहा, चलो फोड़ कर उन्होंने जब जो टिकाव था वो मारा, तो उसके छाती में इतनी ये आया, पेन हुआ कि वो बैठ गया, सब घबर गए।
हाँ,
क्या हो गया,
घबरा गए।
हाँ, घबर आया। क्या होता है, मंदिर को ऐसा हाथ नहीं लगा सकते।
हाँ, हाँ।
वो सबको उनको भी मालूम था
हाँ।
कि इधर कुछ तो है, इसलिए ऐसा हुआ।
So now, very interesting. Now what I'm going to share with you are some really old pictures that Joshi ji share with us. So this is Anna ji. This is, this episode is incomplete if we don't show this. This is the marble plaque above Chavdi. You can see Shri Sainath, Babanchi Lakshmi Damodar, Babre, Chinchanvadi Chavdi. This is Chavdi. All of you guys can recognize this. And this is some old picture. This is some ceremony going on in the temple. This is the dhuni that I referred to. These are some old pictures. This is the old Pratima, before the new temple. This is the construction work happening in this Sai Shiv Mandir. Now, this is the original well that we talked of, what Anna Sahib, I'm going to magnify this, Anna Sahib wrote. So you can see Mrityu Patra, right? I can't read Marathi, but me, Damodar, Ghanshyam, Babre, that's what all his original will is. This is the second page of that will. I will share all this material on the WhatsApp group. Okay. And this is the final last page. And you can see here his name, Damodar, Ghanshyam, Babre, and all that stuff. So I think that's what I wanted to share with all you devotees. And I'm right now, this episode is getting recorded offline. Offline meaning, I don't see much devotees here. I'm recording it because this is going to be a busy weekend. But I think the point here is that there are a lot of information outside of Pothi. We have references of Anna Sahib Chinchkar. We go to Chavdi, right? We all read his name, right? But we don't know much details. So the objective of this episode was to get all the Baba's devotees familiarized with this unique devotee Anna Sahib Chinchkar, who gave up all his wealth. Wealth is nothing but all his life also towards Baba. And one thing I would like to share also, like Joshi ji was mentioning, that when they broke the steps, right, they wanted to pray to Baba. And the similar thing happened when they were renovating Gurustan. Earlier Gurustan, the neem tree was intervening the branches, so that has to be broken. So during Baba's time, nobody could touch neem tree, right? They were scared. And that's when they asked Baba, because Baba said, that's my Gurustan, right? I did I prayed underneath neem tree and my guru is there. So they asked Baba, who finally cut the some branches of the tree. So here also they requested Baba, they prayed to Baba, and that's how all that mandir, in spite of the challenges, everything was done. So with this, we close this episode. I will share all these materials, pictures, and all the other stuff on the WhatsApp group. And also this is on YouTube live channel. You can post this. I'll monitor that if any other information needed. And how to go to, I'm sure all of you guys would, next time and visit near Mumbai, you will go to this Chinchani Mandir. It's 100 kilometers from Mumbai. You get down at one gaon, and from there you can take rickshaw or bus. It's a drivable distance. So with this, I wish you all of you guys a very happy Guru Purnima. Many of you may be in Shirdi. Enjoy and sign off.